Hi, Sirius Epiphany. I don't know if you're there right now, but hey guys, what's going on? I had to move my live stream to outdoors. I'm at a friend's barbecue, and my Wi-Fi was acting up in my home. So yeah, we're gonna do this. So a couple things. I'm gonna get into first. Future self communication, your future self communicating with you right now. This is happening. It's happening with me, which tells me I know it's happening with a bunch of you guys. So I'm going to talk about that and how you can use that to alter your timelines in this present moment. Hello, everyone. Good to see you here. And then I'm also going to tell you guys about this dream I had a few days ago. It was really disturbing. It had to do with pedophilia. So I'm going to give that one at the end. Okay, so first things first. One, if you guys haven't checked out my latest podcast with Kellen McDonald on Enlighten Up, it's a separate YouTube channel. Please do. We talked about the twin flame psyop, and from what a few of you guys have been saying, like, you love the information, and it's really good. And Kellen does a really good job of breaking down some stuff that no one really talks about with this twin flame journey. So we kind of go into that. And then also, for those of you who have booked readings and coaching with me, I had a influx last week of readings and coaching requests, and so I've emailed all of you. Just check your spam folder, because sometimes the emails go into the spam. Okay, and add my email info@inflexiblemE into your contacts, and that will help. But otherwise, okay, let's jump into it now that we've gotten through some of the other stuff. Hey Jams, hey Deb. Okay, future self-communication, altering your timeline. So this information, the Pleiadians asked me to share with you, and also my higher self asked me to share this, because I've been working with it quite a bit in the recent past. And so for all of you who are really wanting to boost your intuitive abilities, really kind of turn up the volume, so to speak, on those abilities, and also probably open up yourself to more abilities that are trying to come online for you at this time. Future self-communication is likely going to be happening for you, or is a good way to start tuning into that. So in order to do that, though, in order to really boost your intuitive abilities, healing is an absolute must. You must be willing to go into the shadows. You must be willing to go into your the darker aspects of your journey that have been traumatized. And the reason why I actually mentioned the twin flame psyop podcast that I did with Kalen is because we talked about how we've all been traumatized to some level to dumb down our intuitive gifts. And so when you go in and you heal that, that opens you up to so much more. So being able to go into the healing. So as you guys know, especially on my Raw and Real channel, or my Raw and Real series, I should say, that's on this channel, I've talked about my healing journey, especially with my inner child, which requires me going back into the past and like really kind of communicating with her and healing from moments, to the point where I've even gone back into the womb where I was conceived, literally when like my father's sperm and my mother's egg met, and did meditation healing from that point on, so that I could clear all of the trauma from like the point of conception, which is the 0 point field. For you guys in my alchemy program, that's going to be your next meditation. I'm doing that meditation for you guys next month. So if you can go back in time to heal your past, to clear out this timeline, so that all of a sudden you're in a timeline now that doesn't even have the effects of that past trauma, then absolutely your future self could be trying to do the same thing with you in this moment. Okay, and that's what I've been getting a lot of. I've had a lot of communication with my future self, other people's future self, communicating with me to get the outcome that I desire in my life right now. things that I have yet to achieve or receive that are, in my mind, would be very fulfilling to my heart, just my soul's journey, everything. So in your dreams, you may be receiving messages from your future self. You may be receiving information from your future self in downloads. Israel, oh, I'm so glad you found me through Laura. Yeah, thank you so much. I loved being on her podcast. So, okay. Basically, if you could be receiving messages that seem to come from a much higher outcome than what you're experiencing right now. If you're having dreams where you're having these moments or experiences that are quite joyful or feel like you've achieved certain things or overcome certain hurdles to get to that point, that's your future self trying to communicate to you and let you know that that outcome is possible to you, and there may be things that you need to do right now in order to shift so that you can achieve that outcome. You may be hovering in a timeline right now that isn't ideal for that outcome, and your future self, because you're awakening, is trying to reach you to help shift that timeline. So one of the things that you can do, and I talked about this in my Starseeds Snap Out of It video that I just recently posted with the Palladian messages, and they asked us to start working with our timelines. And so this is one of the ways that you can do it. If there is an outcome that you have yet to experience or achieve, and you really want that, you need to really tap into the feelings of what you're going to feel when that has already happened. Not about the lead up, not about, getting there. It's already happened. It's in stone. You've already experienced it. So what does that mean for you on a feeling level, on an emotional level? Your emotional field, your emotional body is the biggest powerhouse engine that you have to creation right now. And that's why the mainstream media is manipulating everyone's emotions into fear, into doomsday, and you just really want to disengage with all of that BS, okay? So really tap into the feeling. What does it feel like for you? And what are you hearing in dialogue from people around you, maybe from in your own mind when you're there? Stay in the most high frequency positive emotions that you can. You don't want to slip into emotions that may feel very sad or grief or loss, because sometimes that can happen if you haven't achieved it yet. Perhaps just the feeling of not getting there yet can creep into the work that you're doing through visualization, meditation, whatever that is. And you can use that to say, like, what would my future self say to me right now? What is my future self? How does my future self act? How does my future self feel? Like, how much more confidence do they have? What are they doing with their life right now that I'm trying to work towards and haven't gotten there yet? I love Joe Dispenza's work, and he always talks about when you want to shift your reality, you have to get out of the past and even the present. You've got to go into the future you. You have got to tap into who that future you is, because that is how you change your frequency. That is how you change your reality. If you're constantly tapping into things you've already experienced, or are currently experiencing, then you're just going to create more of that. So you really want to tap into the future. And it kind of goes against some of this, like, which, it's like, I get it. There's this whole, there's the message of you need to be in the present. You need to just experience now, just detach from all attachments. And I totally get that. And I'm not saying that isn't true. But when you're wanting to create your reality, you've got to create it from a different place than where you are right now. So you need to go into the future, and you got to tap into what that feels like and who you are. Who are you really in that future that is able to finally pull in that emotional field into this present moment, something you haven't experienced yet, and boom, you start shifting your timelines. Things start shifting around you. People start shifting around you. So that's really important, and they really wanted me to convey that to you guys because for me, I'm receiving visions, I receive text messages, I receive experiences that definitely feel like they're from the future in my dream state. And I can feel my future self trying to connect with me more, to pull some of that into this now so that I can shift this current reality to what I want to. Because we're all, listen, we all have things that we're, you know, there's that one or two things that we're, you know, maybe we're just really trying for and we haven't achieved yet or haven't experienced yet. And so that's what's coming on a collective level, on a global level. Okay, you can also do this with 5D Earth, New Earth. You know, the new experiences that we're going to be experiencing through this golden age that has now initiated, of the deep state being taken down, the children being saved, unity of humanity coming together and finding a common cause, which again will be the children. They will be the common cause that everyone can get behind. Carlos, your future self is lazy. Oh, stop it. Don't even say that. You better like go to the next future self to get that to light a fire under your future self's ass to start moving things, shifting the timeline. Okay, so that's what's really important. So I want you guys to kind of pay attention to any future self communication that's happening right now, and also understand the power behind your communication with that. If you are receiving that, then it's for a reason. It means that there are outcomes available to you that may not seem like it's available to you right now, okay? Now I want to go into the pedophilia dream that I also had, which was really disturbing for me, but I wanted to share it with you guys because I know you guys are having these dreams and I'm not sure exactly what it meant, but it was really trippy. I was in Bali, which is a place I've been to twice in my life, and I don't know why I was there. And again, this dream felt like it was an alternate version of myself experiencing this. Like, you know, like, I don't believe that there's just one of us on the planet. I believe that our higher self splits us off into multiple versions of ourselves to make sure that we achieve the goals that we came in here to do as starseeds. And so I kind of feel like this was another version of myself. Now, I was living in a home in Bali, in my dream, this is a dream, with a pedophile. And there were other people in this house. And from what I understand, or what I could ascertain from this dream, I was undercover. And the pedophile who lived in this house really looked like John Podesta. It wasn't him, but it looked very, very eerily close to him. And so while I was in the home, I got word that there was a child that had just been bought and was being brought to the home. He was an American child who was separated from his family while they were on vacation, and so he was orphaned, and the family had no idea of where he was, but he was being brought to the home. As soon as I knew that he was being brought, I was able to connect with him telepathically. Oh man, speaking of which, I meant to release a meditation on telepathic abilities. I meant to do that. Guys, I'm going to be releasing a meditation on my website later tonight to help you increase your telepathic abilities, okay? It's from my alchemy program. I'll be releasing it for download off my website. You can check that out later. Sorry, I meant to do that. This has been just a crazy, crazy weekend. So as I'm realizing that this kid is coming to the home, I'm connecting with him, and he's like telling me, as I'm so excited to see you and meet you, like I can't wait, I just really want to have a home again, and you know, and I'm just making sure that he's going to be safe as he gets here. And he finally arrives, and as soon as he arrives, he sees me, and I was on my knees on the floor, and I just opened my arms, and he ran into my arms, and I just gave him a big hug. And he had like kind of like ginger red hair, which was very prominent to me. Like I really remember his hair color. And he was just so excited to be there. He was so excited to see me, and he was just so excited to have a home. And it was breaking my heart inside. It was breaking my heart because I knew what was in store for this child. And I felt so helpless and defenseless because I was undercover and I knew I couldn't break my cover. And there was another boy there as well. And it was so upsetting to me. It was so upsetting. And so then the boys go somewhere and it's just me, and then there's another girl who's kind of just arrived, who started working at this home, but she had no idea what was really going on. She thought that she was there to take care of the kids. And she's like, "Where are the boys?" And I said, I think they might be taking a nap. And so she went down the hallway and went and looked into this bedroom, which was the pedophile's bedroom, and the boys were sleeping in the bed with this pedophile. And she freaked out. She freaked out and she's like, "Oh my God, what's happening here?" And I was like, "I know." And so we started trying to figure out like how we were going to try to save the kids. And I said, "We can't go to the cops. They're compromised. They're all paid off. If we go to the cops, we're done, like for sure." And this girl and she had longer black hair. She actually looks like someone I know. It's one of you who's reached out to me, and we used to be friends when I was in the Cayman Islands. I'm not going to say your name here on the thing, but you're totally aware of all this stuff going on, and it felt like it was you and I trying to do this. And then I think the dream was so disturbing for me, I woke up and I don't know what happened, but it was just breaks my heart. It breaks my heart. I don't get it. I don't understand how people can do this to these children. Just steal their innocence, traumatize them this way. It's such a fucking sick world that we live in sometimes. So anyway, this is something I'm going to be talking about more. I'm going to become a lot more vocal on it, especially through Facebook and Instagram, and I've been mostly vocal about it here on my channel. But fuck man, this world needs to wake up. You're all worried about this stupid virus. You think it's like you're having all this outrage over people wearing masks. You don't even realize that the children is like the biggest issue on this planet. It is the worst crime of humanity that we are facing, and we just have to bring more light to it. We have to. So anyways, this is definitely, I'm feeling, part of one of my bigger missions to bring light to and to wake people up to. And at this point, I don't really give a shit if it makes people uncomfortable, because the lack of safety, comfort, and complete traumatization that these kids have to go to is nothing, or is so far beyond even thinking about what we have to worry about. People, whatever, making fun of us, defriending us, calling us conspiracy theorists, whatever it is. I really don't give a shit anymore. So that's basically this live video for you guys. I just wanted to kind of put this one out there. I'm kind of feeling like doing the lives more just because my time is I don't have as much time as I've just been a lot busier. And so the lives, I just don't have to worry about recording and editing and uploading and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, and I'm going to be putting out another video later this week on how important it is to now be coming into true alignment, full alignment with your truth, who you are, and speaking that truth more than anything. And of course, being completely unapologetic about it. And that's kind of what the video is going to be called, Unapologetic. It's time that we really become unapologetic for our own truth, who we are, and really making people, I shouldn't say making people, that's not what I'm trying to say, but I'll go into it in more detail. But The awakening only happens when people start to get uncomfortable with what's going on around them, what they're seeing, what they're hearing. And if we worry about people's comfort levels in order to, like, you know, soften the truth and all that kind of stuff, we're just doing a disservice not only to our own truth, but the awakening process for humanity. So it's time to just get really unapologetic and guns blazing when it comes to the truth. All right, guys, I'm gonna end it here. I love you guys so much. Have a wonderful rest of your weekend. And yeah, Kaden, thanks. With the YouTube calling like my 50 subscribers, they ended up putting them back 24 hours later. So I don't know if it's because I put the post up or what it was, but they restored the things, and it's just something I'm constantly battling with YouTube, you know. So many of you guys have told me you can't even like find me when you type my name in. It's just ridiculous, and I really don't even get it because I don't think I'm that big of a channel. So guys, I love you so much. Look out for that telepathic meditation. I'll put it out later tonight. If you're on my newsletter, I'll send that out in the morning. Tuesday on the Enlighten Up channel, I've got a podcast with Patricia from the Keystone channel. She's going to be on with me, and we're going to be talking about 5D age reversal, and we're going to be talking about star family reunions. It's really cool. She's got an amazing story, an amazing awakening of how she took herself from victim mentality and completely shifted her life and everything in an instant, and had quantum leaps in her intuitive abilities. All right, guys, I love you so much. Check all that out, and I'll be back with you guys real soon.